Like I promised, I'm giving you an advance of what I product from my life. In my life, like I said before, I discovered a lot of extraterrestrial activity against my life, and this is what I got for you. This is only like an hour of commentating about their discoveries I did about extraterrestrials. The devil among us, Warren Martians. We got to put a stop to all extraterrestrial behavior. There is a personal hate of the devil towards me. These are 18 years plus coming across and investigating what evil is and has been against my life. These are my described findings on Martian intelligence, extraterrestrial presence that influences our behavior. I present this CD to you with what evidence is out there, with no one to erase it, and with no one to explain how it became, and with what evidence manifested on me and on my electronic equipment, cell phone, tablet, radio, and television. Hi, my name is Isaac Garcia Hernandez. I prepared this CD with the purpose of putting information on your life about alien intelligence and their technology against the human colony which they prey on. This is the commentary on extraterrestrials, alien microbes and nanotechnology, predators, animals, witchcraft, addiction, drugs and drug minds, human colony, spirit possessions, dreams, visions, soul system, aura system, God's connection, gods themselves. You will hear on the same topic my different point of view. I will write a book with detail of my accounts and my personal life. This CD is to inform you about alien intelligence on me, which I discover, and how they instigate on the human brain in this life and on the afterlife that we all think is a heavenly place, but be aware that hell does exist. So you understand, Martians, extraterrestrials, aliens are all the same, not a part of the human function. I will put notion in you on who built hells for the humankind. You will not receive fear from my words, but intelligence on how to prepare yourself. Know the facts of this extraterrestrial entity that can command our decisions on this life. With honesty, I tell you that we all are and can be hacked driven by Martian intelligence. Accept these words as true discovery of what the devil is and what forms hells, which some are a combination of extraterrestrial microbes that learn brain function, predator animals that prey on the human intelligence. Don't be fooled by others' experience. This group of beings have destroyed human colonies on its totality, and they are trying to erase the recording of past life from our system. I believe I picked up very important information due to my bloodline, which was a ruling family in the past of this world, and with the help of my attention while drugged. There's nothing wrong with being ready with knowledge which has experience on human drive. Understand that this is reality, and aliens hide behind mental issues. Understand that aliens are having a war against the humankind, which presence I started noticing when understanding why my life was going so wrong so often. I learned that aliens, Martians, prepare the human body before any abduction of a singular person or group of individuals. Living the life on drugs is a partial encounter with evil demons, which are extraterrestrials that change shape to fool us. They are not souls. I had uncountable visions where the USA gets attacked by enemy countries. Why? Why not learn the alien intelligence and apply it to our knowledge so we won't be taken by surprise? We will apply caution to our future. Aliens demons are investigating the nature of my thinking and development in all human levels. I'm widening the intel against the devil and followers. Aliens apply sensations and feels that drive our body and life, and we accept this because we cannot notice or sense their presence and actions, which I discover against my life. Don't do drugs that will destroy you and alter many functions of your brain and body without recuperating your mental health. By consuming drugs, I started to notice that I was under control by what I know now as microbes, aliens, and Martians floating energy bodies. Don't let the fact that I got high fool you into not believing that aliens are deep in our development as a human colony. Martians are interested on the power of Christ and heaven to destroy it and make the human colony suffer. With this information, you will have an understanding of soul and body with separated behaviors and reasons. As you can see, we are not living up to God, the existence of other groups of people. We arm ourselves to the max to protect and stop wrongdoers or blind leadership. It's nothing wrong with arming with the will that will help you beat the devil, extraterrestrial predators. This is for the well-being of all women, which is hated much more by the devil. In my early 20s, I tried hard to put comfort into my life, but wrong decisions and the act of others was killing this on me. This is what destroyed my life. I'm finding out that extraterrestrials' behavior is crazy and nonsense for us. Extraterrestrial microorganism is destroying the strong nature that we are meant to be. This done by disrupting our desires. I hope I find your interest with my life example. In my life, the integrity and safety of the United States fell on the hands of very powerful humans being held by Martians, along with aliens themselves. In my mind, this happened several times. Let me tell you how our story began. I had visions and dreams where humanity lived on platforms where all the civilizations followed the words of the queen or king leader as a way of life, like some insect colonies do without words. Extraterrestrial entity with words, and where everyone grew like an aurora borealis. So out of nowhere came this extraterrestrial entity and attacked the colony where giants live, and took them by surprise and its property with very evil ways. So a big confrontation took place. We can see this aftermath of this encounter on the top layer of the American continent, where one can clearly see the body of a male giant being murdered by Martian extraterrestrials with animal and insects features on them. You can see that claws are grabbing the giant male, 3 claws on his right side and 2 more on his left side, and another alien with different body on his torso, where this alien looks like if something got its attention and turned towards the sky, like if someone was coming, which I think it was an asteroid that killed and converted almost everyone into the Earth stone during the conflict. As you can see, trees and plants grew out of their remains, so I believe that some new species came out of their remains with a mix of our water and their bodies' DNA, forming a new breed of creatures that are insects and predators, which attack with fury the humankind as nature, and I think they came out from caves and rivers. Do you think God sent those meteors to finish the attacks extraterrestrials were doing to the human life? It's difficult to come up with the truth. Do you believe someone knew that forest was going to grow after the meteor impact from the Martians? I believe dinosaurs came from Martian intelligence. I believe that when the meteors impacted the Earth, there was a fight between humans and Martians. What is the root of dinosaurs? Work with this with me together. You don't have to get involved. Just speak out if someone or something has been threatening you while you rest and your dreams. Now allow me to explain and express myself. Do you believe this life is a repetition? Why these Martians want to hide their presence from us? With valor and courage, I am explaining my life encounters and procedures to know our enemy and to know the process of our mind. Why is there so many wonders and unknowns about our existence? I know I've been a target from extraterrestrial existence since I was a kid. They tried to kill me when I was 2.5 years old. I believe I was born special since my love is very strong, and I notice how they are trying to destroy what I am from the inside. Why would some entity would like to destroy love or the way we are born? Aliens have been hacking and attacking the thinking of the people around me, so I would not believe in my family. So I would not believe my family loved me, this to lose interest in life. I was born with a higher level of intelligence due to the experience that my bloodline lived through in life, which I believe they did not know aliens as an enemy and their existence. I discovered that drug addiction is a major study of extraterrestrial intelligence to learn what bursts out of an altered mind and what kind of magic grows out of it, to learn how to control it and wake it up in future generations. I want you to understand that aliens have been enemy of the human civilizations for a long time, and they play the naive human mind. I'm clear proof of their desire for the humankind, and they have been on my bloodline for thousands of years. My family comes from ruling colony of humans. Now they have nothing to rule over, but notice that the afterlife is very much hated by the Martians, and my family is in a very bad situation, with suffering consequences for not preparing themselves for a fight on beliefs of alien existence. I discovered these actions against my bloodline and the human colony through drug use, visions, dreams, and hallucinations that aliens play on with our brains to alter our beliefs and change the course of our directions on this fight for life. There is many secrets not known, erased from our knowledge, that wonders where we come from and what we've been through. If we don't prepare ourselves to study, discover the enemy, we look very weak towards the future with wars and misunderstandings. Why we are having so many children without knowing the core of evil. I came across a lot of dangerous situations in this journey towards the devil. I believe someone out there knows how to convert all material into dirt and stone, and this done millions of thousands of years ago. I invite you to explore your brain and discover an evil entity that plays a part in your life desires. It could be that our scientists are bugged by this microbug, which builds a way of being on the human mind. That is why they hide dangers towards us. I warn you, don't ever be scared of Martian. Just listen and grow strong. That all they have is mind control. They take advantage when we sleep. Even if they paralyze you, you can fight back, forcing yourself to move. I have fought this many times. Do not allow any mystery to overwhelm you. This is a trick by the devil. Understand that we come from life on pyramids, and that life has been erased by alien technology to hide what the devil is against us. Martians turn the flesh species brain into dumbness very slow. When I'm with family or in the house of someone helping me to be out of the streets or misery, the Martian demons play with my mind, which one can see as schizophrenia symptoms, but I know it's not, since the symptoms vary and they happen on an exact location to fool me. The freedom of our behavior and thinking could be constructed from form shaped by microscopic extraterrestrial intelligence, where this alien entity see us like giants. How can we protect ourselves from the hacking of our brain system? Can the alien prevent the burst of our intellect and bravery? Before that, I'm informing you was part of my schizophrenia, why I had visions of my Aztec ancestors, Egyptian ancestors, and perfect vision of the other worlds not known to Earth or NASA. In this era, the humankind has little visions about what we are, where we come from. I have been asking questions about what schizophrenia is and where does it come from. I think I am coming across the findings of evil entity producing these symptoms of schizophrenia to mislead or a productive body. To my advantage, one of the doctors that I'm talking to admits that none of his patients that he has come across in the last 10 years spoke about alien control like I am. So I'm giving you my life experience and taking note from professionals on the human brain to understand the domain of extraterrestrial entity on me. Only high-level intelligence will understand passing through Martian interest on a person's life. I just hope you understand where I'm coming from. I could only take so much negativity against my life by close relatives and friends. How many human colonies have fallen in the hands of the devil? We are guiding, educating ourselves to form a strong union of humans without the hate constructed by Martians. Do not be naive about what aliens are and how long they've been on our existence. To be clear with you, when I get high, I advise you that it looks like if I have schizophrenia behavior in my brain, but I assure you that many acts did appear on my electronic equipment, proving that intelligence out of the humankind brain attacked me and was on me. I face a very violent enemy and I feel good about it. I feel rested. With these writings, we all will understand who and what ruined my life. Visions on the corner of our eyes could be caused by schizophrenia. With this information, we will grow stronger and wiser towards the future. Why is it the reach of our future so difficult? Why Martians have our brains in control, or why we are at the reach of manipulations? I believe this nation has to know every intelligence that exists in the universe to investigate if they are friendly or enemy, since the intelligence in our colony is growing. Fuck. Like I said before, during the early 2000s, I was driven with visions, hallucinations of a war against the United States with perfect projections. Are we driving ourselves to an era where some humans might become giants? Think about this one. How can the Martians influence in our wars? Aliens make us look and behave like crap. No. Now everyone has gone through aliens' approach like I have. It seems like if they want to hunt our soul and destroy the flesh. I was born with very solid and old roots that became clear to me that I had an invisible enemy to my eyes, and with its intelligence kept its existence not known to the human colony. Being on drugs brings a lot of sadness to the atmosphere in other countries. You are trash if all you do is get high. I guess you can always count with the love and company of the Christ. I'm not trying to disturb your knowledge, but to make your wisdom grow by the knowing of this evil entity that have rule in my life and of many others. This is what Martians are without a doubt. The alien control The alien control domain is worse than the hypnotism of a magician. I believe they are the nature of magic tricks. Sober, I'm learning and understanding the control of our will, which is with the felt on the right moments to stop our desires that make us grow in happiness and interest. The doctor psychiatrists don't know anything about alien microbes that domain the human will. They believe all the mental problems are a malfunction of the human brain. Aliens are looking for the humans that connect with each other through the soul system telepathy, which is something I experience. I avoid being around people, so I went to secluded places when I got high. I was being careful since animals approached me with evil purposes, and I couldn't trust the Martian existence. Every time I got high in the last 15 years, I was 100% invade with a lot of emphasis. Now I know that I've been manipulated at since birth. How deep programmed do you think Martians have been in our behavior? I believe many of our actions are from Martian process to hurt our growth and the harmony. It could be that all the conflicts that exist in our planet come from extraterrestrial drive. This is me expressing myself. The attitude and pressure that I have when I am in jail is totally different than when I'm in the hospital and on the streets. There is something funny about it. I get attacked a lot by demons, Martians, when I'm in jail, which I believe jail is a paradise compared to the streets. When you are broke, there is no reason to have negative feelings while in custody. Aliens don't want me to succeed in my business in life. How many Martian enemies do we have, and what made them our enemy? I picked up all this knowledge about evil energy, which root is extraterrestrial life. What activates the negativity against my life in other people? I know one of them is my homeless look and the drug look. Why did this alien enemy entity smash my youth and happiness while growing in the United States? I'm fighting the enemy of freedom and human hater. I'm growing up with you on what we need to know to be strong and safe from any evil against our colony, intelligence, and happiness. The Bible talks about visions that Jesus and the apostles had. Well, my visions were convincing enough and clear, which motivates me to finish this product for the people to know. Could it be that other human species knows about Martian technology over the world? Do not allow our electronic equipment to make you lazy with less impulse reflex to stand up and react. I believe there is a voodoo that reforms our species as a way to control us or to defend ourselves from Martian attack. Once I had an encounter with demons while I lay down, and my body got converted into a beast that twists the neck almost all the way around to bite it and kill it. There was 3 of them. I know I can move things with my mind very slow, and I need the drug and I need the drug to make my telekinesis able, but aliens wanted to use me to create disasters on my path. I believe the forces of God are working on us to prevent major disasters from happening. Just think about Chris Angel. His wisdom is amazing. I want to help and protect our future, even if I'm not going to be there. The mind is something that needs to be explored to discover its invader. Who would conquer this evil extraterrestrial empire? Aliens had my life over the years enough to bring evidence of their existence to get some benefit in my life. Please understand that my attention of who I am and what I like did help me to discover and unveil the devil's tricks on my life and bodies. And dope helped me unmask the extraterrestrial presence. A constant use of drugs is not healthy for the body. These are findings on and how a life gets destroyed by alien manipulators and haters of humankind. During these 17 years, people mistreated me and some scream at me from their cars and across the streets. These people I have never seen before. Can you understand the control? If this experience happened to me, it could happen to you as well. I don't believe this alien control is there for me only, and it's not a hallucination, since my life has been hell from birth, plus all the funny things that happened through my 20s and the rest of my life, especially in my 30s, which is when I noticed the presence, control of aliens. Have in mind that I'm giving you an education of Martian technology and wisdom which is applied directly to our existence. Don't be ignorant thinking they don't exist. Many people laugh at the existence of aliens, which in my case, the laughter comes from the alien entity in that body. Others get scared about it. With honesty, I tell you, I was driven into hallucinations several times in the last 7 years, hallucinations that I followed to see the end of it and learn. Before this, alien drove me into hallucinations that my son was being attacked. They did this from the year 2002 till the year 2009. I can assure you that I became an expert on this alien hallucination game of life with my body and interest. Don't even think for a second that aliens are that dangerous. I have been hurt due to the fact that I'm alone and broke in this war. I assure you that aliens are deep in our intelligence body to stop us from being free, strong, and alert. It could be that our archaeologists are being manipulated by alien technology to describe what the pyramids say. It could be that our fathers from the pyramids got attacked on the same way and being attacked to destroy us, play with us, and form a fake future to weaken the colony. Trust me, I had to get into the field in order to be at the doors of hell. I have heard and seen a lot of soul suffering on different visions. Do you believe that every God that we know in earth has a heaven for our soul? Trust me, I saw a lot of places not known to anyone on this earth with humans suffering. Can you believe that the flesh can open a portal so the souls can walk in to find peace? Why do I have so much alien equipment on my head? Why they prey on me? I'm looking forward towards my enemy to find peace, tranquility, and the unmasking of its existence. While I was drugging my body, I noticed that the devil, Martian, did not want me to stay on the same spot or have a home or friends. I had visions of a brand new Egypt and Grand Tenochtitlan, that's an Aztec ancient city. This portal appeared in my room and the other in my mind. It makes no sense to build such perfect and beautiful cities like the pyramids and behave with such brutality like our archaeologists tell us. This to my beliefs and understandings. I have seen levitated cities, castles, and hills on visions and dreams. The production of our thoughts are being seen by this alien virus that lives in us. I know a lot about this because I read the function of my brain, and I tell you there is a lot of activity in it, not like before with rushing thoughts or a sparkle of ideas. My life has been directed by the devil plague, making sure I have nothing in life to be happy about. It's totally different story to have a human messing with your head than extraterrestrials ruining, ruining your life. Be aware that white glowing circles wants to take our soul when we die. I had near-death encounters them in my life. I provoked this ancient alien when I started to dominate. I provoked this ancient alien when I started to dominate my dreams. This brought me surprise happiness and wonders. I'm not going to destroy your life with the truth about who the devil is and how to be prepared over his presence. The mind is a very important and amazing organ where the doctors place their beliefs if one hears voices or have visuals. Well, in my case, I believe the doctors are learning from my experience due to the fact that they did not know alien existence in the brain. These existences are not demons, but intelligent viruses that rules over the flesh body conducting the abilities of our will. I think I understand the reason why I am being attacked by this intelligent field, so you understand my need to explain what we are hearing. I'm noticing the length stretch aliens take to transform a human colony, destroying any union that grows in our nature. As you can see, we adapt to the changes this life offers. I can surely tell you that I notice and know now the difference between alien desires, visions, development towards us, and the originality of our way of being and development, which is through our mind, where we have advices with the soul system that is very much attacked and hacked by alien intelligence. I know I have alien implant on my face. This I found out when I went into the emergency room in the city of Glendora in the year 2004 or 5. I had an accident in the hills. Well, when the doctor checked my face wound, he noticed a metal piece on my face and he tried to pull it out, but he couldn't. It was deep in the bone. He told me that he was not authorized to pull it out. Why, I don't know. I tell you that I have a static. I tell you that I have static like a TV monitor. This on my side when I close my eyes. In high, I see a lot of video with it. I'm not a prophet, but I learned who is playing with our talents to clown with the human colony. And trust me, we are not a toy to play with. Open your eyes. The nature of our colony has been broken very slowly. We used to behave in groups and formations as nature, like the ants, bees, which act with instincts in groups without saying a word. To my understanding, microscopic entity penetrated our life system to break it without us knowing or feeling this. Definitely, the Martian is in between our dreams with evil purposes. There is a chance that microtechnology microbes won't allow the human to understand or believe my findings. There is a chance that you will lose the desire of listening and understanding this CD. Please don't give up, that this is important for you and me. You will learn what is parked in my intelligence as a human being. There has been attempts to kill me by different people without me knowing the person or thing. One of them happened in Canada. I was on an alley walking out towards the street when a homeless man was passing by, and when I got near him, he pulled out a rebar to attack me. Then he looked confused and something made him snap out of it, and he put it back and walked away. I hope one day Congress help us with the fight we are having against the Martian, which presence we cannot deny. Trust me, these Martians show me that they have been on many human civilizations before us. It wasn't the first time they attacked human beings. Nothing they did to me was new for them. I'm not informing you from hallucinations, but I mentioned the act of a few of them. Understand that hallucinations display is totally different from a vision or dream. You might not believe it, but the Martian won't allow me to think about what to do on any given moment during the day. What type of hallucination is a lie if the things I saw came out in the picture and video I took? Why is the earth, showing me many visions and things. I attracted an unbelievable entity and forced it to apply this desire and existence on the human flesh. This extraterrestrial force energy entity has a very old life existence due to its behavior and knowledge of my body. I believe I was an experiment of aliens since I know now they induced my mind to use drugs and their behavior towards the visions I started to have at the beginning of my drug use, allowing me to think on my own every once in a while, which I know now in the year 2017. The dreams and visions that I had are too clear to ignore the fact that there is life like ours somewhere else or existed before us. While in jail, I dreamed the 9/11 attacks 1 hour before it happened, and the dream was black and gray. I saw the towers, the Pentagon, and one of the planes crashed on my neck, stabbing me. I was standing on the outside of the nuclear reactors in San Diego, so I grabbed what stabbed me and I pulled it out. When I looked at it, I saw that it was a passenger plane without wings. Then I dropped it. Then I woke up with the pain of the stabbing on my neck, which lasted a few hours before it went away. The growth of my intelligence is supervised by the devil to assure my destruction due to intelligence to read dreams. The decisions I made while I was intoxicated, learning his presence and the way I was born, which is with high intellect. It's very difficult since I discover evil karma being applied or taking its course in my life, knowing what it is and not having the tools required to stop it. Does make me sad, knowing this is simple mind manipulation control does give me hope to have great days in my life. You must understand that the visions I had are totally different from the mental video communication aliens have with my persona. I truly tell you, I went to and through different hells to bring all this information of what and who the devil is and how it works its will on us. All my life I have been degraded by people around me. Some said I was very intelligent, but my decisions were not beneficial to my life. Why I was hacked from birth. I broke out of the leash that the evil Martians have on me. This by noticing the act and moves my body was doing, and by seeing how people behave when close to me and how they were without me being around. My explaining of the soul dimension might not be accurate, but I did experience a lot of situations where spirits appear. I discovered Satan being life entity that is playing with all humanity, controlling them to play this role of the devil on calls and fooling people to sell their souls to Satan, which is Martian, for exchange of riches or pleasure. Well, I have not done any rituals at all, and spirits, alien predators, came around me during my drug use. I remind you that Satan are the extraterrestrials which make us believe they are something else. One advice I can give you when coming across Martians or evil spirits, act mad at them, they do back down. I come from a family whose intellect is business, and I can say that I was born with great talent. But like you will hear on this CD, envy, jealousy, and the originators of this, which are extraterrestrial, attack my life and whoever I came across dealing with. I fully understand why I fell as a young man. Here, I give you the filth that ruined my life. It's very difficult to remember and write all the encounters due to the drive aliens have on me and my system. I fall short of desires and production of my thoughts. I heard constantly how the Martians gave authority that only the white race will have the wisdoms that dope woke up in me. I'm not going to allow our future to grow in poverty of knowledge when about the devil is, what Martians are, what predators are capable of doing to its prey. The Martian plays the visions that other people receive on the human of their choice, while the originator of great ideas suffers, which is my case. I'm not sure about how many people are being ripped off by Martians. I thank God I notice the Martians are ripping me off and I guilt of my sorrows. A lot of the visions type hallucinations form a very sad way of being in me that provoked me to keep putting drugs into my system to discover why I had these visions, hallucinations of the human colony being attacked by aliens, Martians. I'm not going to let you down. This truth is to make our society colony wiser, cautious, and stronger. Don't use drugs. Aliens use our brains to destroy what we don't know, and it will destroy what we are personally. Be careful. I can truly tell you that the alien microbe in us will provoke that you don't believe in their existence and their intelligent body and their intelligent bodies they have over in us. We don't notice the alien control since its work feels like a decision of our life system which we are growing with. Think about your nature and you will see and notice our wrong behaviors which are and could be programmed by the evil alien predator energy. I can assure you that this evil Martian virus that is in me provoked that I became an alcoholic during my teens, 20s, and right after I left my wife. I know that the white light circles that are floating in our skies vary in size. I have seen in me, when I close my eyes, movements from the black mass and the glowing circles. This not having anything to do with my thinking, intuition, or my conscious behavior and instincts. In the year 2010, I was living in Mazatlan, Mexico, having lots of Martian and spirit encounters, so I believed that I was doing wrong by eating meat, so I stopped. But my life got worse, where the Martian started to bug my sleep by waking me up, pushing my body, and hitting me with some kind of tool that touched my flesh. So after 6 months, I stopped not eating meat, and so did the bugging. There is something about the meat that the devil wants this in us. I discovered that the Martian dimension appears on all the walls, objects that have reflection. Alien microbes are a family of the Greys and other Martian entity, which communicates with a very low or high frequencies, which I learned to hear with inventions from our electronics. Understand that while dope running my system, my attention discovered the alien intrusion on my system of life. I want you to put on perspective that I came across Martian allegations that they did not want it to lose control of this planet due to the intelligence that was with me during my discoveries. I have no welcome from my family. Trust me, they changed when I started to notice Martian presence on my surroundings, which started in the year 2000. Before this, I lived a life secluded from family, friends, advice, and love. I know Martians do hear our mind when we get high. They know so much that they can even work our wisdoms and talents of God, master our attention, drive our life, provoke craziness on any drug addict. I can tell you I brought a lot of information of actions which they display on my life as you are hearing. We must understand that patience and intelligence kills the devil. I'm proof of it. Why is the devil more noticeable on a drug brain? I'm not known as a liar. I'll tell you the truth on what Martians did to my life, which is no joke. What are the origins of our existence if Martians are parked in my intelligence, making sure evil and lack of knowledge falls on my path? This done on a way that we can accept it and on a way we can't notice their presence. I'm going to describe you a situation that I went through in Salt Lake City, Utah in 2016. One evening I decided to go and spend the night on its own when there is no traffic or people. So I got high all the night and I started to experience all these acts of serious and people wearing white, black robes, black suits, Well, on the second day, I decided to spend the night on the parking lot of a Sinclair gas station where they had a warehouse. Well, like at 10 in the morning, a soldier came and put gas on his car. He went in, and when he came back, he asked me what was going on how come there was nobody in the warehouse. I told him that I was experimenting ghostly appearances, so I showed him one and he saw it. So we walked towards it and it disappeared. He got scared and called the police and his wife and he took off. I waited for the police and they clearly focused on me. They clearly focused on me right away. They ran the plates on the car I had, and it came out stolen, and they forgot about the situation where the warehouse was left open. God, sorry, but like I say, I'm not an expert. I don't have studies. I didn't even finish high school. My grammar is bad. It's real bad. Situation where the warehouse. Okay, where the warehouse was left open. I noticed the last person to leave the place was around 2 a.m. and 2 a.m. They forgot to lock. Well, before we left, the cop noticed people with robes in front of the gas station. He looked at them with binoculars, then he took video, then we left to jail. Trust me, aliens were in the zone in different ways. Me and my family members came across the energy that stressed us while living in the United States. Then as soon as we crossed the border to Mexico, this evil energy went away. While in San Diego in the year 2015, I came across or produced very evil situations against the life of the citizens of San Diego area. Many events took place, like the time I saw a police officer driving a cop car while he was asleep. This I saw it twice in a 6-month period. In my book, you will hear detailed accounts against the public. With this intelligence already in us, we cannot allow it to choose for us. Well, we will choose who or what will lead us into the future. Peace and prosper. Of peace and prosper. Microorganic microbes aliens know and master the volume of sounds in our heads. The Martians are investigating the rage power that grows our body into a Hulk. They want to control it so in the future they can play a game of life with our talents. I lost a lot of pictures and video that I took for evidence of the hells aliens provoked towards the human colony. Listen to this. I saw on the static of a TV monitor a man long hair carrying a cross, and he had a robe on him. He turned to see the original of what recorded him for me to see. The kingdom of hell is ruled and constructed by dark shadows, extraterrestrials, which, and I believe the grace could be the scientists of this colony, a spirit which are a source of flesh control and possessions, along with microbes, nanotechnology, aliens, which are the technology that hack into the flesh body via soul system or a system, and the predators, which are the ones that might invade the human mind and eat the body of the humankind. They tried this on me in Canada. This is what they do with very evil intentions and special meals to acquire human wisdoms and chemicals as well. There's aliens that do float around us, interacting with the microbes, the entity that is sending thoughts, commands into our system, overriding the aura soul system. I have seen them, and I found out that those translucent Martians change shape similar to the dark shadows out of the human body alien, but this transparent alien looks with 2 legs, 2 arms creature, which turns into a disc, which it could control, manipulate our wills. They are trying to convert our origins and reasons. I believe I catch how the extraterrestrials are trying to kill the American spirit, which produces movies and music to put strength and hope on the human colony system. I learned there is a human contact with the television screen, talking objects on a playing video, and with a static system. All of my visions were totally different, scenarios not from this earth. In all the dreams that I have, I behave in a totally different way of life that I don't have. I can tell you that I found out how Martians work the mind of a drug person by getting on the way of the brain abilities for dreams and the function of seeing futuristic acts, which are visions. The drug does not produce a visual on its own, and it cannot command the brain to form hallucinations unless the brain or body has a need. And Martians' microtechnology or mass know what hallucinations to produce, work in our brain with master detail. Extraterrestrial of dark mass laugh at the humankind because they are inside of our brain, working it and getting on the way of human to human information. I believe they invented the fear we have towards the darkness. Believe me, many times I found a dime coin in my path, which is an insult from the darkness for knowing and recording what they are, calling me a snitch and a rat. I want to make a wiser, brighter colony of humans out of our future with this CD. I believe the extraterrestrials are the source of all human homosexuality to stop the nature of a human being. Being sober, the work to my life is with more caution, is all inner work, applying feelings and sensations. I discover an intelligent root which interfere our intelligence, purpose, and our behavior. One can hear this system on a AM radio frequency. I believe that some of our plants come from extraterrestrial DNA which got mixed with our water and gained life. I think we are all adults to defend ourselves from anyone that tries to put us in hell. Do you believe that aliens are after certain humans only? Extraterrestrials don't approach people in the open. Every time I went to an empty zone, wondrous acts became part of my trip, which trip was not towards aliens. They attacked me so I would not be happy and notice their actions. There is not much intelligence that the human have from our root since I discovered the slavery attack Martian apply on us. Know and notice that we have been and are attacked by Martian intelligence to slow and diminish our power and intelligence. Work with me so our and their existence doesn't get erased by Martian desires, which is what they need to stay superior. Let's not make the mistake of doing our life without knowing who the devil is or who is our enemy. Why the human colony changes? What is a threat to our thinking or happiness? I believe there was life on Mars and it was destroyed by the devil, which I'm describing to you. We all should learn. Well, in this last one, I believe the devil helped. I believe there was life on Mars and it was destroyed by the help of the devil. The help of the devil, which I'm describing to you. Okay, let's get back. We all should learn and believe the truth about aliens to learn how to protect ourselves from their evilness. We all know we are on a very intelligent zone of people in this world, so you know I cannot fool you or mislead you. With this, you will know more about the core of evil. I could see how my childhood was cut, interrupted by these evil aliens that I discovered in my 30s. I know that a human colony repeats what the leading queen or king human process as a way of life, and aliens stop this process on human civilizations. I have noticed that people with their subconscious mind, soul system repeat what I say, and they don't notice this. Aliens with nanotechnology divided the system of our body, mind, brain, heart, and source of voice, stomach, to confuse us and to break apart the intelligence of being human entity.
Practice hearing your mind, heart, and notice the difference of your voice when talking from your guts. The human society right now has growth with a low level of knowing what the humankind is, growing intelligence out of the intelligent core that created our governments, which I believe is connected to a sophisticated, intelligent life organism. I believe the system that our government is connected to is from a star system, and since aliens call us rats, which backwards means star, and they refer to us as whole, hydrogen, oxygen. I can see how the alien colony is instigating on the human mind to make us believe they are good to the humankind by making us do movies and shows that they are to help us when it's all the opposite. By hearing this, you will discover truth about Martians, aliens, and how long they have been on us, thinking they are smarter since they know how to reprogram or hack into our will with nanotechnology, microbes, and a special body that turns into a disc, being transparent with which flies in our atmosphere. Our human soul glow with light, which is our energy, since our abilities are being stopped, and this is not the first time our colony goes through this process of being degraded very slowly. I have proof that heaven already existed and was attacked by Martian intelligence with their own bodies in this planet. They died doing it. So you understand, I have studied what addiction is and what causes have the legal drugs in the inductive brain. I tell you that addiction is a broken pleasure, hard to reach comfort and peak of pleasure with one substance. Like I said before, the legal drug does not generate visions or video to our sight. The action of the brain gets altered by the drug and by seeing what the brain is decoding as information for us to understand of what is showing. So aliens, mass, or micro or different entity try to command the brain to have evil visuals of objects and contents to destroy our origins. No addiction is hereditary through bloodlines. In our case, is mostly from alcohol. Aliens come to the earth to accommodate the entity in us. I noticed this one time. I saw a transparent Martian on the back of my head, and I felt its touch in my brain. The purpose for this explains is to let you know that the humankind has potentials that are reached with the help of a drug boost, but aliens apply their material on us to study and kill us. Let me tell you that accelerating advancing time is possible. It runs in my blood. I went through many accounts with this wisdom that the alteration of my unconscious mind soul system provoke on my surroundings. I discovered how our brain interacts with the planet's life system. So you understand where I come from, how I came across this information. You must know that the devil took away from me my destined love, among other things. I asked myself, or God, who stopped the woman from giving me her love to fulfill my destiny, since I knew the woman I loved me. I found this out through family years later, and she married someone else 2 months after I declared my love to her. So something inside of me told me that it was the devil who stopped her from expressing herself to me by controlling her away from me. So I started to investigate who the devil was. You must understand that in our history, all empires fall. So I won't tell you that we cannot afford. So I want to tell you that we cannot afford that to happen to this United States, and I can assure you that the devil worked the life of every empire that ruled the world, including my ancestors from the Kingdom of Spain. These discoveries started in the city of Azusa, California, my neighborhood, which is where the company that builds satellites and puts them in space is, which is one of the most intelligent countries in the planet, which is in the one of the most intelligent countries in the planet. Here I had an encounter with a gray, and I captured a conversation between two aliens, which spoke scratchy on my AM radio receiver, and I noticed different styles of aliens swarming on the satellite company, investigating the core of our intelligence to try and stop our freedom. At this moment is when I noticed awkward behavior on my neighbors. Because I knew them all. I knew all my neighbors, and they all acted up. That was that. It was crazy. This alien is infiltrated in our growth, our process of developing life, applying their expressions on the names we put on our inventions or countries we name. I discovered in our vocabulary are hidden words which has a meaning from alien source and God source influence. If we break the words in Spanish, English, French, and other languages together with If we break the words in Spanish, English, French, and other languages, together with finding meanings of a letter from the table of elements, these are some examples. England. En in Spanish means inside of. G stands for God, the beginning of a spiral. Land, which reads the same as a meaning for the Martians. Well, okay, I want to repeat this again. England. En in Spanish means inside of. G stands for God, the beginning of a spiral, as a meaning for the Martians. Land, which reads the same. Planet. Plan reads the same. ET, extraterrestrial. House. H, hydrogen. O, oxygen. In use, which reads the same. It means what we are in those places. Eraser. ERA means in Spanish was. Sir means in Spanish being the word is telling you that it was something and is no more. I hope you understood what I just explained right now. Even the word alien, which says a lie in, this last letter read in English means inside of, in English, is telling you there is a lie inside of this. By deciphering many of our vocabulary words, one can see the truth about these meanings. My purpose for all this is to finish the slavery that aliens are applying on human colonies, hiding their existence and tactics. This is to defend ourselves and all this evil existence already in us. There's no way you are going to believe that flesh humans exist somewhere else, or that we can teletransport to those places in seconds or minutes due to the emphasis and rage aliens are applying to our soul system and wisdom. That is why I'm putting this evidence with physical proof of Martian behavior and will for the humankind. Learn that we already had music with amazing beats, #1 hits, money-making sounds, this in past generations, or it could come from other world. I get them in my dreams all the time. This music never being heard in Earth. I want you to understand that we are driven into sounds, beat that moves us and drives us. We cannot change that. Music brings memory to us as well as fills us with energy towards an action. My theory is that our planets are created by the body of humans gods, being of colossal sizes, and the engineering of the human brain, which is a source of fire, and along with the imagination that plays in our mind, giving shapes with high definition. Why even have more kids if we live in a threat of torture by extraterrestrial commands if we give birth to intelligence? Can our behavior of love and the boost of our brains with altering drugs increase the possibility of more intellect, strong, and more firm wisdoms of magic birds? I believe it's not the same. If the female uses drugs, this will form an offline body due to the acceleration of the metabolisms in the woman's productive system, but only a doctor knows better. In many occasions, I had visions where deceased people were saying hi to me in my mind, but when I dream with my mother, she never says a word. A dream is a mental connection through the soul system, and the visions through God and other human brain, so we can see what others people see with their eyes. Like I said before, the brain soul intelligence system is connected to computing of knowledge from very high level of human engineering that keeps our growth in check and away from harming the soul system, and to help us fight the alien enemy that is constantly hacking into our life system. This can be heard on a AM frequency. Extraterrestrials are not more intelligent than us. They try to stop our intelligence and get on the way of heavenly wisdoms for us to receive or awaken us. Aliens are trying to stop all miracles from reaching our lives together with any God connection or communication to our system, which helps. This is on the level of the subconscious mind, which it could be the one we interact with in our dreams and where the voices in our heads are played. I have heard many times how an intelligent voice knows if my full attention is hearing their low sounds, voice in me, which I can clearly hear when I'm falling asleep. This is no brain malfunction. I can confess to you that music reminds me of events, and a lot of new beats drives me to discover and unveil this evil force that is destroying so many people's life. I let you know again that the spirit of my mother is being involved on this war against the devil, which has many spirits behaving very awkward due to the hells they have been through for thousands of years, being traumatized by the treatment aliens apply to human soul colony that are in hell. The United States is a high-level target of all extraterrestrial action, torments towards the human colony due to the success this nation is. I have seen United States existence in other worlds, which follows our example of life, how we manage life, since freedom is one of our virtues and need. I tell you, this because living among religious dictatorship, one will never find out the hells other humans are living in hands of extraterrestrials, programming of behaviors where physical punishment are applied to guide certain path of life. We all have to prepare ourselves before we go out there and face life. Please prepare yourself with this information that our lives should be programmed by us, friends, family, or internal intelligence that we don't clearly interact with. Trust me. Trust me. Is there an Trust me, is there and aliens have access to it, taking us places of not so well treatment. I have noticed separation, a not partnership among alien colonies over my life. It looked like if some entity don't want to do evil deeds to us. It's not negative to train yourself to maintain the person you are so you won't be changed by this alien instigation. It could be that people on other planets had knowledge of our life in the earth, and chances are that they have or had our bloodline in their existence, and they might have satellites that interact with the human brain. Do you think that in this earth there is scientists working with aliens and with satellites to control the brains of humans that are being studied by Martian intelligence? I had dreams of other planets with different language on them and the same system of lettering on their buildings. I tell you one thing, I can assure you that the planet communicates with us with its system and give us information of the evilness aliens are doing to the planet and the human colony soul and flesh, which is affecting the future of the humankind. And the extraterrestrial virus is the virus in us is not allowing our sight to see the information since the brain is already disconnected from God origins. I believe that the intelligence that the planet is what the intelligence that the planet is what Martians call God. We must inform each other of the evilness that happens in our lives, that is erasing information live in our brains lives and our brain decodes it with visions and dreams. Aliens are attacking in me the evidence that I have and has increased in the last 17 years induced by God, soul's nature, and dope with low doses. I discovered that this evil virus of alien intelligence has the way to deform a body so that species has to defend on others to survive or to be violent to survive. I think my brain is reading the information that exists in our atmosphere or the soul dimension. I assure you, I think my brain read the information that exists in our atmosphere or the soul dimension. I assure you that the black matter which is inside our sight blocks our dreams, and there is a chance that comes from alien technology. Its intentions are very evil, even if it doesn't feel that way. Please don't be fooled. Humanity was already more intelligent on many ways with smart cities like ours, which we don't have much proof of that existence. Can our behavior of love and the boost of our brains without turning drugs increase the possibility of more intellect, strong, and more firm wisdoms of magic birds? I believe it's not the same. If the female uses drugs, this will form an offline body due to the acceleration of the metabolism of the woman's reproductive system. Okay, sorry, I read this already. We all have skills in life. Mine was forced to learn knowledge about aliens' demons' function unto my existence. Aliens microbes see everything magical that goes and happens in our brains. They clearly see all of our visions and dreams, and they interact in the way of them to mislead truth about us. Visions and dreams are totally different mechanisms. Mental issues are to blame. Visions and dreams are totally different mechanisms. Mental issues are to blame for many of the visions and dreams that our brain produces to lose the belief on what dreams are and to push our beliefs on what is the origin of our dreams. Why do Martians approach citizens to do experiments in this era where in the past we have no evidence written about their existence? But they perfected knowledge of us. Their approach to my life reflects very advanced knowledge on our core of life and intellect. Extraterrestrials design construct bodies which do nothing but evil acts on us. Many times I heard understood the alien action against my system where they imply to I don't know who task for me to perform programming my conduct and desires to show power over the human will. Acts. For what I understand, and it could be that the devil is allowing the human colony to flourish, burst, and be more than we can ever be. I believe we flourish before and something with very much hate destroy who we are, and nowadays we are a lot of things. In all the houses that I stayed, I left a print of my encounters with evil energies. In my book, I will write with detail what went on. I have fought with violence for my life several times. One time, two men that I knew for several months snapped at me and tried to kill me in the city of Seattle. This happened in 2012. It could be that I am the only human that came across discover. discovered, came across the existence of very evil extraterrestrial, which brings danger to the human colony. We must be aware of its existence and potentials and believe their existence, even if you never seen them or think all this is nonsense or an excuse blaming others for our behaviors. How much percentage of humans are scared towards alien demons? Why had so many different visions of this United States where other countries comes and attacks its citizens under cruel actions? Some Martians are something that you can hear but you can't sense with your attention to the instigation behaviors from part of the alien. They understand that their actions against us are out of the studies of our system, which they have on us. It could be that I'm showing you how the devil takes a human mind into disgrace and dangers, but the truth is that it's trying to hide from all of us. True fact is that they park in our eyes, working our focus and sending control instigation to the brain, since the sight is the entrance to our brain, along with the reality of what we see. I have a screen from a static that forms videos. With knowledge and intelligence, I tell you that my cell phone was hacked by Martians with Arabic letters on it. My equipment was working out of the service range and on pilot mode, so Martians were mad about it. They don't want good deed to work with us. I want to prove the reality of what humans are in the level of gods, where the aliens show proof of existence against the human colony. Why do aliens are on the way of our development manipulating our decisions? Little evidence you will hear on the CD. I lost many pictures I took of this alien intelligence, but the important thing is to know their existence with the evidence I have. I'm trying to express with intelligence what life is ahead of us with the existence of such an ancient enemy. Aliens are the reason why our human race changed in our existence. I discovered how they apply wills in our system. I don't believe aliens are positive towards our body system. I believe the magic brought back the life what got converted into dirt and stone in our planet. I have discovered an intelligent group that don't want me to have riches and access to study our world. Believe me, I have attempted this with different businesses. It could be that the bug which glows like a light are family of the Martians, circles that are flying in our skies. I have caution about what was going on around me and inside me. This is how I noticed myself from the devil alien web to prove who the devil is. I can understand why the human gives love to a dog animal. I can't understand why the human gives love to a dog animal instead of giving it to fellow humans. I came across many friends which give love and care to an animal instead of me. I'm a direct target of evil entity, which is alien animal and insects. I have been discovering what our enemy is. Extraterrestrials don't want us to receive the energy, says Stanima, that the movie and music form in us. With my information, we won't move towards the future, weak and blind about what we are and can be. The music that moves you can help you to fight the devil, which can control your system and make you malfunction. I'm showing the force that forms evilness in our actions. I discovered this in California, where this entity ruled against me. We must know what our children think at all times for a more intelligent and safety future. We must build a more awareness group of people on the knowing extraterrestrial life, which should be superior and better as the years goes by. How does evil jump from body to body? Insects and animals, predators, are naturally savage and we are not. Do aliens interact with any life organism? What would trigger a major violence among us? Study our colony and learn to help us and help the government to be solid and non-manipulated. We must open our eyes to be safe in the future. The devil knows no mercy against the humankind. I advise the citizens of the United States to be aware of this extraterrestrial life which lives in our bodies, fully with our beliefs and system of intelligent life development. We already have an intelligent body. Let's not fall in our knees, and let's find out what is out there for us. America is about being intelligent, wise, and ready. I believe I'm the only one that gives the world UFO intelligence and existence in a more real explains. As a good Aztec, I'm discovering what we are and what we would be in the future, digging into the dope streets of America. That is where the devil aliens is focused on human magic. There is a chance that the devil is watching our growth and development to take us down, applying his will, which I had many visions over. I'm blessed by being part of this human burst of knowledge about what exists in the earth and beyond. What is the prospect that we will defend or feel pride by knowing the devil? I have put assurance that we are being manipulated by microbe intelligent organisms. It doesn't hurt to look back in the colony and study what drives us besides the government. With the evidence that I collected, Martians don't allow certain humans to flourish in prosperous life. Do you believe or can believe that the devil has us growing like a farm where some are chosen as a meal and investigating any powers that flourish in our bodies? The interaction of a terrestrial entity against our system, it feels like a pressure growing a desire of natural source. It would be naive and stupid to keep info about dangers towards the human colony by scientists. The unwrapping of the Martian existence is pure evil. Trust me, they know so much about us. They know so much about us. So these are my explaining of them to you. Don't be scared. Just prepare yourself and know more about their wills and ways. We have waken up so many talents and intellect in this human colony that you should pay attention to who and the root of evil is. Facing the death of people that are fighting the devil should not diminish our ego and wills. Believe me or not, extraterrestrials apply matter to the core of our behavior to take believe me or not, extraterrestrials apply matter to the core of our behavior to take me into misery and insanity. Our brain can be connected to other existence in our galaxy, showing us things through dreams and telepathy. There is higher presence of extraterrestrial demons when high due to the jealousy they have on the humans that wake up talents. There is spirits and gods that hate me. I see all the people that design what we like in life, and I'm grateful for it. That is why I'm forming strength and intelligence on all of us and towards our seeds. The will of God will emerge on different ways on you if your faith and courage is against the alien. I found an intelligent entity proclaiming ownership of the human colony, which is alive in us and around us, pretending to be spirits. Do you believe that our leaders, inventors, have been hacked by Martians, taking our will to war or else? I believe insects are family of extraterrestrials. The Martian insects and some animals, predators, do communicate among themselves to attack the humankind. Trust me, for over 10 years I noticed this action against us. Can you believe that Martian drove the brains of the leaders, which caused the Second World War? If you focus yourself on a mirror and want to find flaws of behavior, you can test yourself with questions and the study of our roots. Why have kids if our bloodline is forced to suffer in poverty? With what I discovered, we should think about having kids. It could be that we don't want to remember certain past that runs in our bloodline. I'm sure I found evidence of our past life which can explain the abandonment of the pyramids and other archaeological buildings. Nothing that you are hearing came out of the internet or a book. All of these are findings that I obtained with the help of God's magic. Extraterrestrial life was working. Extraterrestrial life was working the talents that my mind was developing during my high times, adjusting the function of my wisdoms like a surgeon doing surgery on the brain. I had dreams where the cities were empty and the freeways full of cars with rust and plants overgrowing around the scenery on television. The process the United States is putting in the human colony is well studied by the devil. Aliens, which is, I noticed a huge presence of these creatures in the city of Azusa, California, where the company that serves our armed forces with satellite equipment is. I grew up in this city where I had an encounter with the gray, but I was drunk and sad, and its presence affected my mobility. It's like just it slows you down. It slows your metabolism, your brain. You become kind of loose. I was born with enemies that later became bodies full of envy and hate towards my life on every aspect of it. I can tell the government that the big asteroids coming from space can be moved with telekinesis with the help of a satellite camera. What do you think about this? I have seen American existence equal to ours on many visions. Is our technology and knowledge endangered by other groups of humans that somehow rule the earth? I believe we must teach our children how to defend themselves and to know everything about what aliens really are to the human colony. Many times the entity in charge of sinking my existence provoked the feeling of me being hurt and to feel when putting my hands on my pockets like if I was touching what I was looking for. I believe that aliens know how to play dreams in our system to keep us from knowing truth about soul existence. The domain of aliens on us brings misbehavior, negative understanding, non-beliefs into our will and desires. The American spirit must not be broken by anyone. The devil shows no mercy to all earth life. Let me remind you that war against the devil, extraterrestrials, is part mental, and I'm giving you its existence and knowledge that it's hiding from most of us, from most of you. Thanks to the alien, I could not study and learn at school. Do you think that an apocalypse event will take place in our planet? I would like to leave a more secure world to our kids. I have more information on other cities. Thank you for listening. And that's it for right now. I have 4 more about the same length of information. Thank you. Peace.